She did this already?
No. Yes. No. Last year.
In other words, yeah, I'm sure you did it before. And they start you out relatively slow. In other words, if you have an example, 4.2 divided by 3. And I will tell you, children, in my infinite amount of years of having people do this, please make sure that, because we are so used to always, when we divide, taking the bigger number into the smaller number, or the smaller number into the bigger number, we get that thought in our heads. Well, with decimals, that's not always the case. Sometimes you're dividing a small number by a big number, so you must be able to recognize when it's written like this, which number goes on the outside, what number goes under the division box. Make yourself a gigantic note somewhere, because when I see people do things wrong, 90% of the time, this is what it is. Note that when you write it out like this, and change it into the box form when we actually do the problem, these things switch places. The 3 goes out here, it's 3 divided into 4.2. That's what 4.2 divided by 3 is 4.2 divided by 3. Okay, so please make sure you get that down. I just see it happen way too often. People get it wrong, they're backwards, whatever it is. Now, the one rule about dividing with decimals right now, or dividing, is to do what, Christine?
Bring up the decimal.
Yeah. Bring it straight up. Bring the decimal straight up. That's the first thing you do. Okay, in other words, it's right here. You just go straight up where it's at. That's where the decimal will go in your answer. And then it's just a normal division problem. How many times is 3 goes into 4 once? Back, bring down. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So your answer is 1.4. Now other things have to happen. Later on we'll get to when there's a decimal over here on the outside. You got to do some other things. But for right now, that is simply put going to get you there. So let's say you have this problem here. 0.6 divided by 5. Okay. Again, a lot of times I see people putting the things in the wrong place. How do you write this out? Well, the 5, they flip-flop places when you write it out, and it's 5 into 0.6. Where does the decimal go? And here's where things get a little interesting. You put the decimal straight up. Feel free to put a 0 there, because that's not a bad deal. You can put it in front of the decimal. How many times does 5 go into 6, Peter? Once. Now, one thing you must know is that I end up with a 1 here. In decimals, you are never allowed to leave an answer as a remainder. Okay? I cannot put 0.1 remainder 1. Nor do I just take that 1 and put it up top. I've seen people do that, like, no. Anybody know what has to happen here? Jacob?
You have to fractionalize it?
Nope, and you can't mix decimals with fractions either. You cannot put 0.1 and 1/5. That actually would be way wrong. Okay, decimals have to be written in decimals. Anybody? Alex?
You take the 1 and the 5 and put it after the 1.
No. Nope. Good. Well, we're going to learn something new today. Here, write this down. Okay, you have to keep adding zeros until the problem works out. Okay. In other words, we talked about this not too long ago. You are always allowed to add zeros at the end of decimals. So you need to, if you get a number left over here, you need to add a 0, bring it down, and then take 5 into 10, which goes evenly, 0.12. Okay? You need to keep adding zeros with decimals. Never will you leave a fraction, never will you have a remainder with decimals. It'll always work out. And if it doesn't work out, it gets to be what we call a repeater, but it's going to, for the most part, work out, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. How about one more? How about this one? 0.3 divided by 4. What goes where? Lutz?
The 4 goes on the outside of the
Right, we switch places. It's going to be 4 into 0.3. And again, decimal goes straight up. 4 doesn't go into 0. Look at this. Here's interesting. How many times does 4 go into 3? 0 times. But you need to put that 0 up there after the decimal because it has to take up that place. Then you add a 0. How many times does 4 go into 30, Peter?
7 times.
7 times, which is 28. You subtract. You can't have a 2 left over or a remainder or whatever, so you need to add another 0. And how many times does 4 go into 20? 5 times. And that works out evenly. So 0.3 divided by 4 would be that. Smith?
So you know how we it says that we have to like switch the spots? Like for that one.
I do know how that I said that, yes. I remember it vividly. It was about 30 seconds ago.
Well, if it's in that order, don't we already know that it has to go into that written?
I have no idea what you just said.
Usually if you have like, I don't know, 1 divided by, or 4 divided by 1, you know that the 4 would go in the, 4 divided by 1 is 4. I was giving an example, but
I don't know where you're going with the example.
I'll explain it.
Let's do one more here while Smith thinks about the situation. I'll let you do this one. How about this? 0.1 divided by 4. It's like Smith's question, except a little different. You do this for me. Tell me what you get for an answer. Tell me what you get when you take 0.1 divided by 4. Please tell me there's not a 4 in your answer. Grace Steffenberg.
I got 0.025.
Grace says 0.025. Let's take a look. So the 4 goes out half. Inside goes the 0.1. Bring the decimal straight up. 4 doesn't go into 0. 4 doesn't go into 1. So I add a 0. 4 does go into 10 twice. Subtract. Have to add another 0. Bring it down. 4 goes into 20 5 times. How many people got that correct? And if you didn't get it correct, please, I would like to know where we went astray. Anybody? Want to share? Huh?
All I did was just read to add a 0 over there.
So what'd you get for an answer, can I ask?
0.25.
Yeah, we gotta keep, and that's why you need to work in those, keep those columns very straight, so that you know. If it doesn't go into 1, there should be a 0 above it. One last one here. How about, um, 0.6 divided by 4. 0.6 divided by 4. Sammy Espanol.
0.15.
Let's check. 4 into 0.15. 0.6, decimal goes straight up. 4 doesn't go into 0, does go into 6 once. Subtract, you can't have a remainder, so you add a 0 and bring it down. 4 goes into 20 5 times, nothing left over. Everybody's happy.